Here you come. Well, hello. This is Bev. Welcome to my channel. Just coming on briefly to get my New Year's meal started because I got a whole lot of other things I need to do today. But I want to get my beans started, and those will be cooking all day while I do all the other stuff. And then I'll be right back. But just so you know, on the menu are these natural pinto beans from Meijer. I'm going to put those on. And while I'm running around and doing whatever else I have to do to get ready for worship tonight, because we're going to be doing virtual worship from our home at 11:45 p.m. going into the new year, praising and thanking God for all of His goodness and His mercies towards us during 2020. So, here are my beans. I got pinto beans here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse them off. Then I'm going to put them in this crock pot over here. And as I rinse my beans, I'm going to put them in this colander so that while I'm rinsing them, the water goes through. But as you can see, for those of you who are bean connoisseurs, these are pinto beans. And once you cook them, then they turn kind of a reddish brown color. But as I rinse them, I look through, see if I've got any rocks or any bad ones that I want to throw out. So I'm going to do that just right quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have rinsed the beans. I've checked for bad beans, rocks, or anything else that may be found in them. And now I'm going to put them over here into this crock pot. Right here. And I hope you can see it all the way to the side. I'm going to put them in the crock pot, which is on low already. I'm going to take my vegetable stock, 32 ounces. Going to go ahead and pour that in here while it's on low. Put that in there. Going to close this up. Throw all this away. Melvin, you put that in trash. I got my son in here. He's making oatmeal while I'm doing this. So, I put that in there. I wanted to show you this because I got these beautiful cabbages. I'm going to be doing sauteed cabbage. It's going to be on the menu. Pinto beans. I'm going to take this red cabbage and I'm going to make spicy red slaw to go with our meal. So spicy red slaw, fried cabbage, pinto beans, spaghetti squash, and the spaghetti squash is going to be kind of a sweet spaghetti squash. And then I'm doing mashed sweet potatoes with a mango pineapple chutney on top of it, mashed sweet potatoes. And then there was one other thing I was going to do. Vegan cornbread. You gotta have cornbread to go with all this stuff. Not sure what I'm going to do for dessert, if I'm going to do dessert at all. I may just eat me a Magnum vegan ice cream bar. For the win. Magnum vegan ice cream bar. Melvin, give me that box so I can show it to him. It's right there in the door. Right there in the door. This right here, this is a treat that we give ourselves. Occasionally, I got it upside down. But many of you may be familiar with Magnum. Well, they have a non-dairy classic. Okay, that every now and then we grab them. It's like $4 something a box. You only get 3, but it is well worth it. Well worth it. Okay, Melvin, you put that back. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm just trying to give you an overview of what I'm going to be doing later on as I cook, but I want to get these beans on first. So I've got my vegetable stock in here. I've washed and cleaned the beans. So I used 32 ounces of vegetable stock, and it's the small bag of beans that I use because, you know, it's not many of us. So I've got my celery here. I've got celery. I'm going to turn this camera down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got my celery. Where's my cutting board? Here it is. I had to get my cutting board out. So I've got my celery. And I've got my pan over here. Because I'm going to sweat my vegetables before I put them in here. I always sweat them first. I don't put raw vegetables in the crock pot. I sweat them first. And then I add them to my soup or whatever else I'm trying to cook in the crock pot. And that's only in the crock pot. Well, even on the stove, I sweat my celery, my onion, and other, you know, like garlic and stuff like that before I put it into the mix. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of sunflower oil to sweat them. 1, maybe 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil, which has 0 trans fats. Okay, now I've got my celery. I got about 2 stalks here. I think that will do. They've already been cleaned and whatnot, and I got them in my little Tupperware Fresh Keeper that has gives you pictures and tells you what you need to put it on to help it stay fresh longer. Absolutely love that Tupperware. So I'm going to chop up this celery first. I'm doing a coarse chop. Okay. Then I'm going to turn this larger portion vertically, and then I'm going to go horizontally again as I chop. Alright, so that was about 2 stalks of celery. See that? Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the oil. And it's going to start simmering here in just a minute. Alright, then I'm going to take my onion. I got a very large sweet onion here. Take come down the side, peel it. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I'll take about half of it. This is a very large onion, so I may use like 1 1/2, a half, or 3/4 of it. But here we go. We still got it. And I'm going to cut it to a coarse chop with it as well. And I'm going to add that onion to this mix over here. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more. A little bit more. I'm going to throw that in there. Like so, like that. What is this? That's a core. I don't want that. Okay, so that's simmering. Stir it around. I guess y'all say, Mama Woody got hands made of steel. She's putting her hand all in that pot. Okay, so done with this part of the onion. I think I have 2 more pieces here. I'm going to get rid of this. Move it out the way. And now I got my garlic. I got to put a little garlic in there. So I'm mashing the whole bowl. This is how I break it all open. I just mash it. And then I get all my toes and my cloves pulled apart. So I think I'm going to use maybe 1 or 2 large cloves, or maybe 3. So, got the cloves here. And what I'm going to do is slide all this over. Take the flat side of a wide knife. And I'm going to do it just like this. There's one. There's a couple there. There's another. And there's another. And then I chop off the tip, which just opens that right up and frees that toe of garlic. Chop off the tip, free up that toe of garlic. There we go. And the skin comes right off. One day I'm going to show you how you do a whole cluster. Get the skin off of them. And how easy it is. Some of you may already know. So I've got 3. I'm going to do this last one. There we go. Alright, so I've got peeled here about 2.5 nice sized cloves of garlic. And I'm going to put it in my garlic crusher. I'm going to crush this right in here. Just going to keep adding a little bit and crushing it right in there. It smells wonderful. Then I'm going to scrape off what's there on the outside and scrape even what's left on the inside of this garlic crusher. Alright. Continue to stir it around. Vegetables they're becoming translucent. One thing, and the reason I put garlic in last, because you don't want to burn your garlic. Garlic is easily burned if you cook it too long. And you don't want burnt garlic. You just want to get the flavor going. So you heat it up just a little bit. Alright, so got that. They're translucent. They smell wonderful. And so now that I've sweat them and they're translucent, and turn your attention over here to this crock pot. And I'm going to dump them right in there with these beans and this vegetable stock. Like that. Turn this stove off. I have my famous Greek seasoning that has everything you can imagine in it. So if you like to add a lot of different flavors, it has salt, so I don't have to add any salt really. Garlic, oregano, a little bit of cornstarch, cinnamon, black pepper, basil, nutmeg, dill weed, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, and parsley. Bam. Okay, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this to start out. So tablespoon, that's 1. I'm using a teaspoon right now, so I think about 3 of these will give me a tablespoon. So I'm going to stir that around in there, like so, like that. I've got it on low. Alright, and I added 32 ounces, a 32-ounce vegetable stock. And I'm also going to add some alkaline water. Where's my jug of alkaline water, Melvin? Just a minute. It's over here. Mm-hmm. So I'm alkalinizing my dish by using alkalinized water, alkaline water. You know you can cook with alkaline water and it'll still maintain its alkaline, which, you know, just lessens the acidity of anything else that you're eating. Because acidity is, when your bodies are acidic, that's what breeds disease. But when your bodies are alkalinized by eating raw vegetables and drinking water and putting that pinch of baking soda in your coffee each morning, because coffee is very acidic. If you put a pinch of baking soda, it lessens the amount of acid in the coffee, and then it helps your body to be able to optimally function and fight disease. So I've got alkaline water. My husband and I, we buy it by the jug, and we also buy it by the bottle. This is the brand, and this brand you can order from Amazon. Essentia, best tasting alkalinized water ever. But for cooking and for making coffee makers and stuff, this is the kind of stuff that we buy by the jug. So I'm going to add about 1 or 2 cups of this water to along with the 32 ounces. I'm going to do about 1.5 cups. Okay, 1.5 cups of alkaline water to my beans, and then I'm going to put the lid on. It's on low, and by the time I come back and finish creating this wonderful New Year's meal, vegan meal for me and my family, and I'll be on with different videos doing different things. Those beans will be ready. I'll be able to show you the finished product of those beans. So I think that's it. I kind of gave you a brief overview of what's going to be taking place today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this brief video. Know full well I'll be back with other videos during the day to kind of show you what I'm preparing going into the new year. I even may have a surprise for you. I think I'm going to have my son come in, and we're going to create a vegan form of, what did we say, Melvin? Orange sesame chicken. Orange sesame chicken nuggets. Orange sesame chicken nuggets. So you get to meet my son, Melvin, my oldest son, who resides in Florida. But he's been here visiting with us. And he only has a few more days to be with us, so I figured I'd bring him on. And you get to meet Melvin, my oldest son. Okay, God bless. See you later. Bye-bye.